Alright guys, welcome to the stream. Do a quick mic check before we actually break down what we're looking for inside of this first AM macro. Let me just switch off the fan in the background so it doesn't mess up the quality of this stream quickly. One sec. Okay, so monitoring price inside of this AM session, you can see CPI has already come out and it's caused this move here. We've got a very strong major level of buy side liquidity at 20,537. So that's a major drawn liquidity on the daily time frame. The reason why this is a major drawn liquidity is because it's a major high on the daily time frame with a daily bearish which has not been filled above it. So 537 is a major drawn liquidity. As of now, we have swept buy side, you can see at CPI. So CPI was manipulation. We swept that short-term high. We swept all these levels of buy side liquidity as well. We didn't sweep this level at 483. However, we have swept multiple levels. We've created almost basically a 5-minute bearish uni where we have actually swept buy side, displaced lower, and we have this clean 5-minute bearish gap. Approaching price for this first AM macro. If we don't get a trade inside of the first AM macro, we're not going to force anything, but if price does offer us something which is actually of high probability, we will engage with price. As of now, I'm looking to see if we get a sweep of buy stops on either one of these two short-term highs here, and then we can look for a displacement lower. Preferably, we want to see a sweep of this short-term high of buy-side liquidity, this little short-term high, minor buy-side, and I'd like to see it just tap into this 5-minute bearish and then cause the displacement afterwards. If we don't get that and we do get a sharp displacement lower, then I will look to engage with price. However, if price does sweep this short-term high and displace lower and we don't actually get an entry and it keeps moving lower and then it takes minor sell side at 322, then I'm not going to be looking to take shorts. So we want to see a sweep of this buy stops, this short-term high, a tap into this 5-minute bearish. It doesn't matter whether we get a tap in the 5-minute or not. We'll most likely get an SMT because NQ will take the short-term high and ES seems to be lagging behind a little bit. So that's not a problem at all. That'll be an SMT, another confluence for the trade. We'll be inside of the macro in the next 15 seconds and we'll see what price has to offer. But we won't be looking for longs. Let me just put my phone on Do Not Disturb. We won't be looking for longs unless we get a sweep of this minor sell side or even this minor sell side here at 340. And I want to see a solid sweep, but preferably a sweep of 340 and a discount. Because for price to actually retrace to a full discount at the 50% retracement on the 15-minute time frame would be London lows from yesterday at 196. So that's a 50% retracement of the move. That would put price in a discount. A tap into a more of a higher time frame 1 hour bullish gap resting below, and then we can actually officially look for longs. And that is the breakdown of what we're looking for inside of this first AM macro. So let's monitor price. Let's not force anything. Let's approach with patience, because this week overall has been low probability. I know a few of you would have taken your own trades. Of course, we haven't traded since Monday. We took a W on Monday. We didn't trade Tuesday. There was no setups for us to engage with. Wednesday, of course, you know, we had FOMC minutes, pre-recorded FOMC meeting that we didn't actually want to engage with price on that day. So we have not traded in since Monday. So obviously a few of you are probably losing your patience a little bit. However, at the same time, you must know that there has been actually no high probability trades to actually engage with. So let's monitor price inside of this macro and see what price has to offer. We either get a setup or we don't. We're not going to force anything. Also on this stream, I see we only got around 15 likes. So let's run that up. Let's get at least 50 likes on the stream. There's 200 of you inside of this stream today. So let's get at least 50 likes. Let's run it up. And in the meantime, there's not really too much for us to do apart from monitor price and see whether we get a sweep of this short-term high or price comes down, draws and sweeps 322, and then of course we can target the levels of 483 for the opposing liquidity for longs, vice versa for shorts, as I already explained. So I hope I've made it clear what we're actually looking for today, as that is the reason why I did say we have more of an open bias today, not a bias say looking for shorts or a bias say looking for longs. We just got more of an open bias and take what price gives us. So we have taken out this short-term high and we're seeing a displacement lower below this short-term low. I want to see it correlated between both NQ and ES, and with this displacement I don't want to see it take minor sell side liquidity with the displacement. So I want it to stay around this level here and see if we get this 1 minute bearish, because we will take this to then target the old London lows. If it takes minor sell side liquidity, I won't look to take this as a short. Yeah, so we've just taken minor sell side liquidity. We haven't taken it on ES, but the fact we have taken this level, so we displaced lower, but now we've taken minor sell side. I'm not going to look to take this 1 minute bearish for shorts, even though that we were about to take it, but we have just taken minor sell side. So I won't look to take this 1 minute bearish. And even if it goes all the way to London lows after tapping this 1 minute bearish, I don't feel comfortable taking it. So I'd much rather just sit out and wait to see if price offers us something more clean. Right, so minor sell side liquidity has now been taken on ES as well. So as of now, let's just see what price has to offer. Why does everyone say, who is Mike? Who is Mike? You mean the mic? This is what I'm speaking into, not Mike as a person. I prefer staying out, keep discipline. Yeah, of course. I mean, if price doesn't offer you what you're looking for, there's no point engaging with price when you don't feel comfortable engaging with price, because that is, in the long term, you may get lucky 30% of the time, but the other 70% of the time, you're either going to lose your account and you're going to dig yourself a deeper and deeper hole. And I've also removed the ads already, because I knew you guys would be on to me as soon as I start the stream about the ads. So I always make sure, yeah, so we're at 57 likes on the stream. That's more like it, you know, got to get above at least 50 likes on the stream. But yeah, I always remove the ads before I start the stream now, because the ads are pretty annoying. So I make sure they're already removed. But as of now, you can see minor sell side's been swept. So if we was to look for longs, we want to see a very sharp displacement, a sweep of a short-term low, so on and so forth. And also today we will be monitoring the PM session too. So if we don't get a trade inside of literally both AM sessions, we will be monitoring PM as well. So as you can see here, we've inversed this 1 minute bearish gap, which we was looking for. Now I just want to see a close where we get a 1 minute bullish, and we will be taking this long to then target the opposing liquidity at 483. So I'll be looking to take this 1 minute bullish, considering that we don't take the highs and we stay around this level here. And I'd look to take this 1 minute bullish. We've also inversed that gap. We'll run a 25 handle stop. We'll target the highs for 120 points. But we do not really preferably want to take this short-term high. Let's see if we get an entry off this 1 minute bullish gap here. But if we take this short-term high, then I'm not going to be too keen on taking longs. So if we get a retracement back into this 1 minute bullish, then I'll comfortably take this. Well, we'll see if price gives us an entry off this 1 minute bullish, but we will be taking this as a long. As soon as it taps this 1 minute bullish, we will take it, considering that price doesn't take buy stops on that short-term high. If we don't get an entry, it's not a problem. Someone said this dude is not a real person. What do you mean by that? Why are you saying I'm not a real person? I don't understand what you're saying. We've also got a 2 minute bullish formed as well. We're about to form a 3 minute bullish as well. You're an NPC. Okay. I mean, when it comes to trading, yeah, I'm an NPC, of course. You have to be very not emotion based. So I mean, over the mic, over the live stream, of course I'm going to sound like an NPC, because I'm not spinning around on my chair like these other traders saying that they made like $500. And as I mentioned yesterday, you know, I'm not like these other streamers. Right, we might catch an entry here on price. Okay.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, so we caught an entry on price. We went long off that point there. Did say we was going long at that point. Second TP is at that level. Final TP is just at that level there. And let me try to get final TP into the chat. It has moved very fast, but I did tell you guys that we would be entering long off the tap of that 1 minute bullish, and then at 480.75 will be our final TP. At first TP, we'll adjust our stops to break even, or actually we'll move our stops literally to break even at that point. We're close 50%, so let's see whether we get first TP or not. And then the second is at 17.25. And then final TP is at that level there, which is at 480.75. So first TP is resting at that short-term high, so that would be the drawn liquidity as of now for price to take this level. Second TP is at the second level of minor buy-side liquidity, which rests inside of that 5 minute bearish. And then final TP is at the opposing liquidity for 119 handles at this point here. So at this point, just leave your stops where they are. We're risking 25 points on this trade, and there's no point reducing stops or anything at this point, so just leave them where they are. I accidentally put into the group that the first TP was at 380. It's actually, that was a typing error. It's at 390.25, so my bad for that. I didn't mean to put the first TP at 380. I see a lot of you may have actually taken first TP at 380. Let me just type that in, my bad. First TP was a type error. It is at, but if you've already taken first TP at that point, don't worry, it's not a problem. Yeah, because I've seen people put W's in the chat. I was wondering why they said W's already. But you can clearly see on my screen the TP is at 390. That was just a type error, my bad for that.
Order filled. Order filled.
Alright, so that's first TP here. And then at this point, make sure you edit your stops. Move your stops to break even and close 50% at this point. And now let's see whether we get second TP or taken out at break even. Spam W's in the chat. As usual, our patience always pays off, as you already know. We wait 2 days, but don't let my patience kill some of you, because we make money over these sites. And what I was going to say is that, I don't know when you watch other traders' live streams, but you can hear in the background it's very noisy. My live stream is very quiet because I'm in a 5-star hotel in London, so I'm not like these other traders who still live with their mum. That's why my live streams are usually very quiet. But first TP has been secured. We're up we've secured 29 points so far with our stops at break even. We've closed 50%, and as of now, that's it. It's risk free, so we're not risking anything on this trade. 50% closed out at this point. And if we get taken out of break even, it is not a problem.
Order filled. Order filled.
And there you go. So that is us out of the trade. We got 29 points on our position. So that's pretty much it. So easy gains on the day. 29 points secured on Thursday of CPI day. So that will be us done for the day, considering it is a W, of course. It doesn't matter on the size of the W, but let's at least see some W's in the chat, and let's run the likes up on this stream as usual. Let's see. I mean, 65 likes is probably actually a record for us. I think let's try and get it. I don't know if we can get it to 100, but let's see if we can run these likes up to 100 on the stream. You'll rename yourself to TP1 half size. It's my new name. But yeah, it's easy as that. So that's 29 points secured on the day, and then price came back to break even and took us out, and that's pretty much it. If anyone's got any questions, because there wasn't too many people on the Q&A from yesterday, because I done the stream a little bit later on in the day, but if anyone's got any questions, anyone's new to the group, for sure just drop any questions inside of the group. And I see in MT5 we're still inside. Okay, fair enough. I didn't take this trade on my FDMO account, I only took it on Apex and TopStep. But the actual chart between indices and futures is relatively the exact same. The only difference between indices and futures, what I mean by that is US 100 and Nasdaq futures. The only difference between the two is literally the price is different by, say, $50 to $100 between the two pairs. That is the only thing different. The chart is literally the exact same. And as of now, we're floating up over 50, around 50 handles on the week, but it has been one of them weeks which is a difficult week to pass, especially for people who are new to trading ICT or trading in general. It's one of them weeks can burn up all of your accounts, so you have to be very patient and cautious on a week like this week, but we're up over 50 points on this week. How do you adapt to bias with initial range, liquidity, short-term high and short-term lows? Well, let's just say, for example, price was to come into the New York AM session and sweep London lows, equal London lows was swept very clearly. You're on a major discount. You're clearly going to approach that macro with a bullish bias, looking for longs, because you're in a massive discount. London lows have been taken out, and let's just say you have a very clean opposing liquidity of, say, London highs, or you have a major buy side liquidity as opposing liquidity. Of course, I'm going to approach that macro Obviously not with an open bias. I'm going to approach it with more of a bullish bias, unless we come to the macro. And what I mean by this, when I say we're open to both directions, is because we're in a mid-range. So we may have retraced back to, say, close to a 50% retracement. However, at that point, we could retrace all the way down to the opposing sell-side liquidity, or we could see a continuation higher, where we actually see a continuation to London highs or a major buy-side liquidity. So that's why on a day like today, we have an open bias, because originally I did say we could see this or we could see this, and we got this. So what I mean by that is, at the New York Open, just prior to the macro, I was looking for a sweep of this short-term high, a tap into the 5-minute bearish, then a clean displacement lower, where we'd then target the old London lows at 50% retracement. We didn't get that. Price actually retraced, it displaced, but then it swept sell side. Then I said I'm not looking to take shorts because of the sweep of sell side, which makes shorts low probability, and not interested in that. Then I said I'd rather look for longs and an inverse of this bearish gap. Price then came up, inverse the bearish gap, clean inverse, 1-minute bullish with a clean displacement on both NQ and ES, which we've seen a correlation between the two pairs. Very simple. And then I said we'd look to take longs as long as we don't take this short-term high. We didn't take the short-term high. We took longs off this 1-minute bullish. Our first DP was at that short-term high. We ran stops at break even. You could have ran stops at this low here. I just wanted to run them at break even. It was risk-free. And then at this point, price literally is most likely going to go all the way to final TP. Maybe we trailed the stops too tight, but you can't get it right every single time. That's one thing, you can't be too harsh on yourself, because not every single time you're going to get it completely right. It's just not realistic. And we moved our stops to break even, price came back, and that's pretty much it. We're up 29 handles on the day. It's as easy as that. And if you guys stick to this for 4 to 6 months, by the end of that period you would have built up a lot of trading capital and many payouts. The fast route is the slow route, and the slow route is the fast route in trading. This is what a lot of people don't understand. They think that taking more trades, let's trade this macro, let's trade this one, I need capital now, that's going to put you in a worse situation than if you was to actually be patient and wait for a clean setup. Because when you see a clean setup, and when you shouldn't be trading, because you take the trade and you're like, maybe 50-50 on this one, I think it's going to stop me out. If you go into price and thinking like that, then you're not going to last long. And yeah, so that's going to be us done for this live stream today. I hope you guys found this live stream beneficial and secured easy gains on the day as usual. I'll make this live stream public for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Bro, you on God mode level. Absolutely. You upload the session? Yes, of course, I'll make this public for you guys. So anyone who wants to rewatch the stream is not a problem. I will make this public and live, so you guys can rewatch this if you found this beneficial. So yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I will be off, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow for the New York AM session as usual.